everyone, and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm your host, Sandra Siepak. And on today's show, we'd like to welcome President and CEO, Mr. John Fowler of People's Self-Help Housing, and along with him, Michael Hopkins, Policy Analyst for the organization. Thank you both for joining us today on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We want to talk about the organization today, and maybe, John, you could give us a quick overview of what the organization is about.
Sure, happy to. So People's Self-Help Housing is housing. We provide affordable housing for low-income people and programs that go along with that. We've been doing that for almost 47 years, and we've been doing that on the central coast of California in 3 different counties, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and also Ventura counties. And we have about 48 locations right now, multifamily homes, and we originally actually started in 1970 doing self-help homes, sweat equity homes, helping people build their own homes, and that's where our name came from, People's Self-Help Housing, and we still do that today. Probably one of the few nonprofits actually in California that still do that program with USDA as a program that helps people get into affordable housing. And in fact, we just had a dedication this last week in Templeton, California of 11 new homeowners, and that was pretty exciting.
It is exciting. Michael, maybe you can tell us, the need for affordable housing is really great right now for so many people. So how does your organization address this, and how do they come about by getting the housing for people?
So it's a complicated mix of different sources of financing from grants, loans. We also do our own independent fundraising. So we essentially explore every avenue we possibly can in order to finance these projects. It's very complicated.
So I would imagine fundraising and getting funds into the organization is a vital particular thing that you work at.
We're a nonprofit, as you know, Sandra,
Right.
and so of course raising money and doing that is certainly a big part of what we do. But a large part of our funding comes through federal government, through the state,
does.
and
Okay.
and it's actually where we take local city funds and we're actually able to then leverage those with state matching funds or federal funds and bring
Okay.
those to the community, create housing, create jobs, create homes. And so, yes, but individual donors, a big part of it too. We probably, we do an annual event every year in the summer for our spring appeal, our summer appeal, if you will, and we invite donors that are currently giving to us, and then obviously invite new donors to join us in our efforts.
Right, terrific. Michael, what are some of the other services that your organization provides besides housing?
Yeah, so we have really, half of what we do is putting bricks and mortar in, and the other half is the amazing services that we're able to provide.
Okay.
It includes everything from after-school programs for kids, which actually often we partner with school districts where they'll actually use our after-school program as well.
Good.
Which really support these families and help them move to the next stages in their lives. We also have social services that we provide on site. We have social workers actually go to the sites and work on connecting our residents with resources that we have internally, but also externally as well.
It's kind of our hallmark is that we provide the housing, but we also provide the support that keeps people housed. Because our intent is not just to get them in, but to actually help them thrive while they're with us. And so we do, as Michael said, we provide all kinds of support. So if they're seniors, we're providing exercise programs for them. If they're the first generation of immigrants coming in, we're helping them apply for college and actually mentoring them through college to make sure they sort of stay engaged and in college. We do preschool. We do all kinds of, we're now doing helping people do entrepreneur, helping them find their business and how do they get to that next level of economic growth and get into other types of housing. So whatever keeps them housed, it could be domestic issues that they're dealing with, we help them partnering with local organizations. So really it is the hallmark of who we are. It's our mission. We do the bricks and mortar, but it really is about the mission of supporting the people that live with us.
If someone is interested in getting involved in this particular organization or getting the help that they need, Could you give us the website real quick?
Sure, it's www.pshhc.org, which is our initials, People Self-Help Housing Corporation.org.
Okay.
If they go online, they can see that. We have a whole database for volunteers to have an opportunity, anything from helping a family build their home to doing reading for, for seniors. Maybe they're interested in helping in the classroom and being an aide or something like that. So it doesn't matter who you are, you probably have some gift that you can do, and we'd love to.
So the volunteer opportunities are very welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I just did one last week, actually, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Yeah, and what about the age group for volunteering?
For the self-help housing, you need to be a little bit older, so it's 16 and up for that. So we really, I would say that's kind of, and then there is no top limit. If you have a desire and a skill set and you'd like to share that with the community, we'd love for you to be able to plug in, and we all benefit from that.
I think, and benefit is the word here, because the stability of having a home for many of these people across the board means so much.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
And I really feel that's probably a life-changing thing for them. You want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really believe housing is where it starts. If you don't have a house, you're probably not going to eat properly.
Absolutely.
You don't have a place that you can get dressed to go to work. You don't have a place where your kids can study at night. So if you're not eating healthy, if you aren't able to get to work and get dressed, and housing is where it all starts. It's where your memories are. It's where you host your family. So housing is fundamental to anything else that we might provide for them.
I think, as you look at this particular organization, which has been around quite a while now, and you do have a lot of people that work together, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see? Michael, you want to touch on that a little bit?
So, I mean,
as far as providing the housing?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of challenges in the future of continuing to do what you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's the funding challenges. As you see, we follow and Michael does this for us, actually. He's a policy analyst with us, and so we follow the legislation that's happening. So when there's a new presidency, there's big changes, and what's going to happen with the budget, and will there still be money for the discretionary type of programs that we look for? So, so funding has always been a source, and now with a little bit changes in Washington, we're seeing that we're trying to figure out what that means to us. We also know that even at the state level, we used to have redevelopment money, but the governor kind of wanted to pull that in and solve the state budget. So always fighting for funding and funding sources. Luckily, I would say that what we do in affordable housing is really funded by a program called LIHTC, and it's called a 9% tax credit that is done by the federal and state level, and it's something that both sides of the aisle love this program because it helps families. It doesn't just give a handout; it's a hand up. And they love it on both sides because it leverages funds, it empowers people to, by sweat equity and to be part of the solution. And so it's a great program. And but we always have to legislate. We have to, make sure that legislation is moving through DC, through Sacramento, and that we're advocating for the poor and for those less.
Right, which is what you're talking about, local government, helping everybody along here.
Right, and that is one of the challenges too. Is while the national and state government we're obviously tracking, is every local government's different. And so as a developer, you're going in and you're playing by a whole new set of rules every time, and there might be different financing available in this jurisdiction, or zoning, or whatever it may be. So that's also a huge barrier to overcome, is figure out what are the rules.
Okay, sure. Now, give us an idea if someone is interested in getting some support for housing. What is some of the criteria? What do you look for in helping somebody?
So typically for low-income housing, it's people who are making 30 to 60% of area median income, and it varies by jurisdiction, by city and county. So, but that basically, if you look at 30% of what the normal average salary is for the area, is those people who would qualify for the housing. Unfortunately, as you know, housing is an issue on the Central Coast. It's very hard to come by, and more so for affordable housing. So there are long wait lists. There's not enough supply for the demand, and so unfortunately people have to get into waiting lists in some cases. And so we're something that every city, every mayor, we're talking with every mayor, every city council, every board of supervisors, and they're saying, how can you build us more housing? How can we help you do that? We just came from a meeting with the board of supervisors saying, can we help you do more housing in our jurisdictions? And so it's finding the land.
I know, that's the biggest challenge.
Making sure we have the funding sources still in place, as new elected officials show up, and then but we have the local support. We have all the local support that we need to do that.
Now, when you're talking about building, certainly that's got to be expensive. I mean, to build new housing rather than maybe existing housing. Is that something on the horizon that you see coming, to be more of? Will there be more building?
There will be more building. We currently have several sites we're building in downtown Santa. We actually have 8 sites that we're currently under construction. So Santa Barbara, we're doing 2 in Goleta, Santa Maria, Templeton, Paso Robles. I mean, it's up and down the Central Coast here.
Okay.
So the new homes new housing is definitely on the horizon. A big part of this, though, is also existing housing. How can existing housing, because that can be delivered a little bit quicker.
Yes.
Because it already exists, if it can be rehabbed and brought up to code and what have you. So we're looking at existing buildings. We did 2 sites here. One, we did a hotel in downtown Ventura.
Oh, that's great.
And we also did one in downtown Santa Barbara. Both of them were hotels that the cities wanted to have rehab. They were historic, so we restored them, historically accurate, and then we provided housing for homeless individuals. So existing inventory is good stuff.
Right.
New housing is important. Self-help is another thing where they build their own single-family residence. So we're trying to hit all those different
which is really, really important. So you have to work a lot with local city government when you do this. I mean, you got to work hand in hand together to kind of get all that to work for everybody.
That's right. As soon as there's a new election, there's new board of supervisors, we're meeting with them. We want to know what their objectives are, what their priorities. Can we help them meet their housing and where they want housing? They're creating districts a lot of times, special areas where they want to have housing. We want to build where they want to have it. We want the type of housing. Are they looking for senior housing? They're looking for farm worker housing. So tell us what housing is necessary for this community. Where should it be located? And so we've been a great partner with the cities. And that's just a great way to produce housing.
Well, I would imagine that there are different entities, senior housing being one, of course.
Yes.
Right.
Young families.
Right.
Certainly, you're going to find different housing needs for different groups of people.
Correct.
Now, that is important.
Absolutely important. We talk about the baby boomers, and they want to age in place. So we have 9 senior sites, and we make sure that they have the services. They get the bus services to and from the grocery store, the doctor. So how do we allow them to age in place? That's something that's really important. It's much better than going to assisted care or someplace. If putting that off as long as possible. So seniors have special needs, if you will. Small families, as you talk about, they have needs to be able to be close to where they're working, and
schools,
where the schools, and they want to be where their families are. They want to work and be in the same community. They don't want to be, as we know, there's a lot of people commuting on the freeways, and if we can get housing, get them off the freeways, that's something we are part of that solution. Is how do we get people off the freeways? Save the environment, and do those kinds of things. So this is all good stuff that hits all those things that we're trying to do. One thing that we're starting to get into, you may be getting into a little bit in your conversation, is workforce housing. So where we've been focused over the last 46 years of low income, now we have a whole new group of individuals, millennials and others, that make a decent wage but can't get into housing.
Right, affordable housing.
Affordable housing, or they're calling it now workforce housing.
Oh, okay.
So someone who's making area median income or more, but doesn't have the down payment, doesn't have. So how do we do that? And you see
So you work with these individuals as well.
So we just decided to get into that market. Good. So we're going to be building and continue to look at that market. Schools have excess land. We could partner with school districts to provide school housing for teachers. Oh my gosh, how needed is that? So we're now seeing that the need is moving beyond just low income. It's moving into the workforce, and we feel that that's probably a niche where we would operate very well in.
Very good.
We're going to be doing that.
Michael, if you could give us the website one more time.
www.pshhc.org.
Great.
And that's going to stand for People's Self-Help Housing Corporation.
Great. Terrific. I want to thank both of you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
And thank all of you for watching Our Ventura TV. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.